Alright guys, so we're here. If you saw in my Discord, I've been sick since Friday. Not feeling 100%. Hope you guys are good. I don't know how long I'll be able to stream. We got a couple big earnings reports this morning, specifically Goldman Sachs. We got Morgan Stanley earnings. And yeah, I'm just not really. There we go. Does that sound better? Let me know if that's better. I fixed my mic. Oh, dude, I am not feeling good, man. I was hoping I didn't catch it from Carol. I was hoping. Sorry if I'm looking rough. Honestly, I've literally been in bed for 5 days straight. But yeah, I was hoping I didn't catch it from Carol. But unfortunately, that's how the cookie crumbled. We're gonna do a poll here today. How about does the market rebound on today's Morgan Stanley and Goldman bank earnings? Yes or no? Vote on that poll. Let me know how you feel. Whew, dude, I am still not feeling 100%. I did not want to get out of bed. It took me a while just to get out of bed. Yeah, this sucks. Yeah, I mean, this is the C word. You know, they put me on something called Paxlovid. It helped, but this just drags on, man. Feels like I got hit by a bus. There's Goldman. None of the bank earnings have actually dropped yet, huh? I don't think so. Amex USCS card member loans 30 days past due, 1.4%. Net write-offs at 2.5%. What's up, Dirt Bike, Kevin, Pawn, Smokey, JT, Nick, Trader, Robert, P, Multi. What's up, guys? Yeah, I'm still kind of. I was hoping I'd feel better by today, to be honest. They put me on Paxlovid, which is supposed to, like, severely shorten. And I feel okay, just to give it credit. Like, Carol's basically fine now. Carol tested negative yesterday, so luckily one of us can take care of my kids, because it's like freezing here in Texas. It's like it's cold. Yeah. I don't think Goldman is out yet. Let me see. I don't think so. Yeah, so Goldman Sachs is scheduled to report they're expecting 341 per share on revenue of 10.8 billion before the open. Morgan Stanley is scheduled to drop. They're expecting 109 per share on revenue of 12.75 billion. Both of them are scheduled for the opening bell. Goldman is scheduled for 7:30 in about 25 minutes. Morgan Stanley is scheduled for 7:30 as well. We also have Applied Digital Corp, PNC Financial, FB Financial. Already dropped theirs, I think, though. Oh. Oh, dude. I really was hoping not to catch this. Yeah, it's cold here in Texas. Look, it's 18 degrees here where I am. So here's the weather. And this is cold for us here. Yeah, like, this is cold for us here. It is 19 degrees now. That's really cold for us here. Yeah, Nasdaq's bouncing, but it dropped a lot this morning. So it's kind of just coming back from where it dropped already. Yeah, I mean, tell me what you guys think, team. Like, again, like, I'm still testing positive here, so like, I don't want to go fumble around in the kitchen right now, because if my kids go there, like, I don't want to be around them like that, and potentially, you know, give them this. And so I grabbed one of these. It's sugar-free. I haven't had a coffee. You know, should I crack this thing open and try to drink it and see if it gives me some energy? Or should I just, like, skip this for today? I don't know. Yeah, I'm in Houston, so it snowed here one time in the last 5 years, and it was like the whole infrastructure was shut down when it did. My kids' schools are closed, like everything shuts down in the weather like this. I was hoping I'd feel better today, to be honest, though, man. Everything's starting to bounce back, though. You can see the Nasdaq here. You can also see we have Morgan Stanley scheduled to drop, but none of their stuff is out yet. Should I crack this coffee open or no? See, my throat hurts, so that's the one thing, like my throat. Like, I don't have a cough at all. Like, I haven't coughed once this whole time. So it has nothing to do with the cough for me. Where's my big water? I was supposed to bring my big water. I need to drink water. Yeah, well, this one's not warm. But it can't be bad for me, I guess. Here, I need water. I'll be right back. I gotta go grab some water. Alright, I'm back. Oh, man, dude. I got this huge water. I gotta just drink water. Carol's getting mad at me if I don't drink enough water. Yeah, sorry guys. This is like the first time I've been out of bed in like 5 days, 4 days. I still have like brain fog, if that makes sense. So like, yeah, everything seems kind of foggy, almost. I mean, I'm alright. Let's try this coffee. Oh, I'm gonna take one sip of this, see if that works. Yeah, I appreciate it, Pawn. I think I'm alright. I don't know, man. I'm just hoping it's not getting worse. Like, I felt better yesterday. But maybe that's because I didn't have to get up at 5 a.m. You know. Oh. Alright. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's hard to explain. I just kind of feel out of it. Slow is the easiest way to put it. I just feel slow. You know, they gave me this thing, Paxlovid, and it's supposed to, like, it's an antiviral. It's supposed to, like, basically, like, stop it completely. But with some of the people that take it, they get what's called like a rebound of it, where it's like, where it, you know. And so, I'm hoping I don't get that. This music is just too much for me right now. Where's the... Yeah, that last song is just too much. Alright, guys. We're here. Show must go on, you know. What do y'all think the market's going to go up or down? We did a poll number here. We said, does the market rebound in today's Morgan Stanley and Goldman Sachs earnings? 54% say yes, the market rebounds. 46% say no. Ooh, yeah, I mean, I'm just glad I'm not doing worse. I'm basically better now, which is good, you know. Like the fact, like honestly, if the timing worked out perfectly, because I basically got everything, even my kids. So like the time of this winter storm worked out perfectly, because I got sick on Friday, and then from Friday to this morning I was able to just kind of lay around and not do anything, being sick. And I don't even know if I would have been able to do anything. My kids didn't have to go to school. My wife is better now. She's testing negative now, so she could take care of him. And so I was able to just kind of lay there and not have to do anything. So timing worked out perfectly, you know. as good as it could have been. And now, you know, it's Tuesday. It's my first time I have to actually get up, and it's mostly behind me. I know I might act and seem kind of, you know, sick, and I am, but I'm not as bad as I was a few days ago. The fever, man, the fever will get you in, like, you get these vivid dreams, like these fever dreams that are just weird, you know, and like, it's just not a fun experience. I'll tell you that. It's just not fun. I'm using Epidemic Sounds, Mr. Wilson. It's all license-free music. Given the big bank earnings in 15 minutes, I was looking to see if there's a futures version of the XLF ETF to trade. I couldn't find anything. Does anybody know of the futures version of XLF ETF? I don't know. I don't think so. Yeah, market's mostly down today. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Nancy. Yeah. Man, you're over here using the metric system. Yeah, I mean, I don't ever get a fever that high, bro. Mine was like 102 Fahrenheit. So mine was like 38.75 Celsius or so. Alright, guys. I make more money in sportsbook than gambling and stock market. Well, that's good. Good for you. I'll tell you what, though. I mean, I'm not trying to talk you out of it. Do whatever you want to do with your life. I mean, it's all a gamble. You know what I mean? Like, people, like, I posted that short yesterday, and I had some people be like, aha, like they caught me saying something. Of course, trading is gambling to a certain extent. I mean, it depends on what you define as gambling, but it's kind of like calling a spade a spade. Like, water's wet, ladies and gentlemen. You know, water's wet. What I will tell you, though, is that if you're good at sports betting, like genuinely good, like good, if you're good enough to where you would be actually legitimately earning an income from sports betting, your platform will boot you off of there so fast, it won't even matter. You know, and so anybody trying to act like they've got some super secret system to sports betting, blah, 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 blah. If they haven't been kicked off their freaking sports betting platform, they are full of crap, you know. If you have any type of legitimate system that's genuinely pulling large amounts of money off of a sports betting platform, they are going to kick you off of that platform in a heartbeat. That's the difference between stocks and stock market and sports betting. Number one is that the edge is so much higher in the stock market. You can buy, again, people that don't understand the stock market make these arguments like the market is purely gambling or whatever. Like the S&P 500, which is the most actively traded exchange traded fund in the world, gives you 10% a year on average over the last 100 years. You know, over the last 100 years, it's given you about 10% a year. And so what does that mean? That means that every year, for the most part, on average, you're earning 10%. If you put in 100K, you're going to earn about 10K a year from that 100K that you put into the market, you know? And so, and again, that's just something that you do not see in sports betting. That's something that you do not see in other forms of gambling. And so there's a difference between investing in the stock market, certainly, as well as day trading to a certain extent. Maybe there's some more similarities there, but there's certainly differences as well. You know, sports betting is an industry in which you have so many like fake gurus, probably more than trading in stock market. Like, there's so many nonsense gurus in sports betting trying to tell everybody they've got some super secret system. Like, it's all just fugazi, you know, it's all nonsense. They're just hoping you spend $500 on their package so you can pay for their sports bets is what they're hoping you do. You know. Yeah. I need to take some honey. What's up, Chester? What's up, Maine? What's up, D? Yeah. What's up, Justin? Yeah, bro, I'm sick, man. All right, Goldman Sachs looks to be up a little bit. Let's see if their earnings released a little bit early. I don't think they have, though. No, not yet. All right, so Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley this morning. According to a note from Scotiabank, they said, quote, "It's very, very early in the season thus far, but the kickoff has been unfavorable," end quote, according to Derek Holt, head of capital markets economics. So a lot of people betting on bad earnings today. We'll see. Goldman Sachs still not out with their numbers here yet. You can see GS here. Just not out with theirs yet. Earnings, most of them drop in about 6 minutes. Oh, DraftKings didn't boot me yet. Well, yeah, they're not going to boot you after one good bet. They'll boot you after a bunch of them. Yeah, everything's at 7:30, guys. Both Goldman and Morgan Stanley drop at 7:30. Whew. All right, guys. So we'll put these numbers up. So $7:30. All right, look, I think Goldman's out with theirs. Look, I think Goldman's out with theirs. Yeah, Goldman just posted 548 EPS on revenue of 11.32 billion. So let's see what their adjusted EPS is. So their revenue beat expectations for Goldman. So Goldman's revenue beat expectations. They're up some from this report. I mean, look at Goldman Rip. I'm trying to see, their EPS was 548. They expected 347, but I think we're going to look at an adjusted EPS number so showing up pretty soon here. So right now, again, Goldman posted 548. They expected 341. Revenue of 11.32 billion. They expected 10.8 billion. So they did much better than expected on my end here. We'll put this up on screen. So they're reporting theirs a little bit early. And Goldman's up a little bit. Let's put up Morgan Stanley here. Morgan Stanley all the way up to 91s too. Maybe just bank sentiment and sympathy is what I'm assuming this is. But yeah, so far so good for Goldman here. Hey, what's up, George? Hey, all good, brother. All good, man. Honestly, I've been in bed for 5 days straight, dude. So I mean, like, I don't have much else to do, you know. um, all right, guys. Alright, so again, Goldman correcting a little bit here. I'm still waiting on Morgan Stanley, which is supposed to release theirs in about a minute and a half. Yeah, I don't think I'd be streaming if I was in your spot. Hey, thanks, man. Yeah, I mean, I'm all good. I mean, I feel all right. Like, I'm not running a fever or anything, you know. So, I mean, I'm all right. Yeah, I mean, I'm all right. All right, so Morgan Stanley still set to drop their earnings in less than a minute. Morgan Stanley is expecting 107 EPS on 12.93 billion. 107 EPS on 12.93. Man, Goldman killed it with EPS. They did way better than expected. They expected 350. Essentially, they showed 540s. So way better than expected. Way better than expected revenue as well. They expected 10.8 bill. They showed 11.3 bill. So just way better than expected revenue and EPS for Goldman Sachs. I'm not sure why they're not up more. You know, they had a lot of metrics drop for Goldman, though, specifically revenue. Net revenue was 2.01 billion. Asset and wealth management revenue was 4.39. We'll put some of this stuff up on stream so you can see it, but pretty good. I mean, despite everything, Nvidia is one of those stocks that could help drag the market back up. All right, so there's 730. Let's see what's up with Morgan Stanley now. All right, Morgan Stanley just posted net revenue of 12.9 bill, 85 cents per diluted share. I think all right, Morgan Stanley EPS was 85 cents, revenue is 12.9 bill. So I think they missed. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure Morgan Stanley missed on both metrics here. They posted 85 cent EPS, expected 101. They showed revenue of 12.9. They expected 12.75. So maybe a slight beat with revenue, depending on who you're looking at. Yeah, so there you go. We put Morgan Stanley's up. But somehow they're gapping up some. I mean, hopefully they'll help the markets. I've had family tell me it's gambling. It depends on what type you're talking about, Justin. You know, like, it really depends on what type you're talking about. Alright guys, so again, you can kind of see Morgan Stanley and Goldman here. Goldman did much better on everything, but ended up dipping down a little bit after their earnings drop. You can see their earnings came out about right here. They're now actually down some. Now you can kind of see Goldman start to move down a little bit here. You can see their earnings dropped up there. Morgan Stanley here, you can see they reported way up here, and they're now kind of dipping down some as well. So interesting. We'll see what happens. But yeah, it really depends. Like, you know, I'm no stranger to being honest about it. Like, and day trading is incredibly risky. Most people lose at it, and so it's certainly a gamble to a certain extent. Doesn't mean you can't make money at it. Similar in card counting, and you can make money at card counting as well, but it's still kind of gambling to a certain extent. You just kind of have a little bit of an edge when you do it. And so, I mean, it depends on what you're doing and how you look at it. Yeah, PNC drops their earnings. They already dropped theirs. PNC was already out. They're down a lot today too. Ooh, man. I am not feeling 100%. Alright guys, yeah, sorry, I'm just now looking on Twitter. Yeah, what's going on? Like, I kind of noticed, again, if you're just now joining the stream, I've been sick for the last 5 days straight. I can't say what it is, but it's the really notorious thing that has been world famous, you know. And I'm on day 5. Today's day 5 of it, and I still feel like I got hit by a train. And why has fallen so much? You would think it would be the opposite, where we get big runs from ETF approval, but it's almost like the ETF has hurt crypto to a certain extent. I wonder why that is. Amazon up a little bit today. You know, we got Apple trying to bounce back some. Alright, look at Morgan Stanley rip up, and weird, Morgan Stanley is the one with worse earnings versus Goldman, but somehow they're up big. Morgan Stanley beat revenue, missed EPS. Goldman Sachs beat EPS, beat revenue. So one had mixed results, one beat. And again, what I'm trying to say is Morgan Stanley, the one which is breaking highs right now in pre-market. Look at this big rip up. And well, Yeah, but human beings are different to a certain extent than the rest of nature. It's bad. I mean, I understand we're animals just like anything else. But like an example of this is how humans have babies, you know? Like even if you look at our primate ancestors, you know, when they have babies, their babies come out basically being able to walk and climb trees to a certain extent, you know. Our babies are way more vulnerable when they come out the womb than, you know, most of our ancient, you know, ancestors. And so in that regard, human beings are different to begin with. They're much more vulnerable than apes, you know, other types of animals. You ever see a horse come out? That horse basically pops out kicking, you know, trying to run. Yeah. Hey, thanks, Bobby. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you, man. Yeah, I'm alright, guys. Like I said, today's day 5. Actually, no. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Okay, yeah, today's day 5. Yeah, after the stream on Friday. Ugh. Man, look at Morgan Stanley flying up right now. Somehow it's helping the market. I'm for it, man. Good for it, dude. Let's hope it continues here. Look at Morgan Stanley rip. And now it pulls back after I say that. Goldman Sachs started to follow it up a little bit too. Alright, guys. Alright. No, I don't know, man. I think humans are resilient. I think right now we're just pampered. But I think humans are resilient to a certain extent. You know, I'm not saying we'd all be okay if something crazy happened, but like I think humans are resilient, and I think a small percentage of us would figure it out and revert back to how it used to be, and you know, survival of the fittest, I guess, in that regard. Darwinism, you know. Alright, so I'm going to put up something else. Goldman Sachs dropped earnings. Here's the SPY now. SPY started to bounce back a little bit. It's at 475. Let's see if it can come back. Coffee's giving me some more energy this morning. I was hoping I could take one of these tests this morning and see if I was negative, but it doesn't look like that's the case. I was hoping I might be. Carol was negative on her day 5. I was hoping I could be too. Yeah, I kind of wanted some warm coffee. I feel like it would have made me feel better, but I felt bad if I was to horse around with the coffee maker being ill, you know. So I'm just drinking one of these things. Oh. Yeah. Elon Musk saying one of the most ironic and hypocritical things. And again, I'm not saying I always disagree with him. Elon Musk says, quote, "To fear parody or criticism is a sign of weakness." Okay, look. I'm not really trying to get political, and I really I love Tesla cars, and I agree with some of the stuff Elon has done, and I obviously disagree with some of the stuff Elon has done. All right, so I'm going to preface all of this with that understanding, okay? But Elon has been incredibly sensitive to criticism. He's been incredibly sensitive to criticism. He's banned parody accounts and done all this stuff, and so I think it's silly for him to say that. But hey, maybe he is turning the corner. You know. All right, so the SPY tried to bounce back a little bit. Morgan Stanley trying to rebound some now too. We'll see if it holds. We're right at the volume weighted average price. Austin, Texas housing market is getting rough. Home values are almost down 20% since their peak in 2022. Yeah, but I mean, at what goes up, eventually we're going to get a correction. Man. Is Tesla down that much? I haven't even looked at Tesla. Let's see. Tesla's doing all right. Tesla's at 216. Yeah, I mean, Toby, I can't tell if you're actually being sarcastic or not. I don't even ever comment about politics ever, you know? I didn't even talk about politics here at all, you know? I just said Elon has been incredibly sensitive to criticism. And again, I'm not even saying I agree or disagree with the criticism. Like, Elon is not a political person at all. I just have to preface it with that because people who do get wrapped up in politics are typically going to be really sensitive and reactive to either side of that. If they like Elon or they dislike Elon, they're going to get mad if I say something about it. So I have to kind of preface it with that. But yeah, we don't talk about politics at all, you know? I mean, y'all can give me some examples of times that I talk about politics outside of like maybe cannabis legalization talks, but I can't think of any, you know. Even a perma bear on Tesla didn't think it would be hurting this bad. Yeah. Amit says, I've got $500. Should I try to flip it or buy a challenge of it? I have no idea what you should do, brother. It's all up to you, dude. It really is all up to you, brother. It depends on what your goal is, like what your expectations are. You know, most day traders lose money. And so if you take a challenge, you know, I mean, you're probably going to lose if you're new, because that's what most new traders do, is they lose. I mean, that's an inevitable thing. I'm probably the only person that'll tell you that. I mean, if you're good, maybe you can pass it and get funding, and that's great if you can. But you don't want to, you want to have a reasonable expectation, which is that most day traders lose money, you know? And that's okay, because it's a lot cheaper to try a challenge account like Top Step than it is to dump that whole $500 into like a account and probably lose that trying to day trade it. And so it really just depends on what you're trying to do. You know, and if you do decide to do a challenge, of course, like here's my link. I'm biased, of course, because they're a sponsor of mine, and so I'm definitely biased. Here's the link if you want to check it out. But again, I'm certainly not telling you to buy the challenge. I think it depends on where you are in your trading. You know, if you're super new, you might want to just regular paper trade. And I think Top Step even has some free paper trading accounts. Okay, yeah, so Toby was being sarcastic. Gotcha. Okay. Sarcasm's alright here. Yeah, I don't know if they're... legalizing psychedelics is important, too, I think. But yeah, $500 is all the money you have. You know, save more. Build a bubble is what we call it here. Build a bubble in your account that's a little bit larger, maybe. You are laughably not political, thanks, Toby. That's as political as you need to be. Yeah, for sure. I really, it's not like, you got certain people that just get really wrapped up in it, you know? And so I'm kind of like padding my answers and my statements for those people, you know? Like, I think anybody that watches the stream regularly understands that I really am very neutral politically. I don't follow it very much at all in terms of like who's winning or losing or anything like that. I mostly look at policies for my own, for my own needs. I look at policies to a certain extent, but I also just don't want to get caught in the rat race of politics, of where I'm rooting for one side like it's my football team and I'm always going to root for that side and no matter what, you know, like I just don't know if that's necessarily healthy for either side, and so I'd rather just stay neutral, not have anything to do with that, and let people make their own decisions. Do whatever you guys want to do. I'm not going to join you. On the Texans this weekend. That sounds like a horrible idea, Mac. I haven't even been watching football. I've been sick, guys. Again, I'm sick right now. The Saints and the Bucks are tied, though. When's the next Saints game? We beat the Falcons. When's the next Saints game? I guess. Wait, we're tied with the Saints. We're tied with... Right? We won against the Bucks too when we played them last. So if they give it to the Bucks again. Wait, are the Saints dead? I haven't been following it, man. Dude, I don't really ban anybody for political stuff. Different person, you know. You know. On either side. You know. All I ever really do is ask them not to say anything about it or not to keep talking about it. Man, bro, how are the Bucks gonna get the playoff spot? We beat the Bucks a couple games ago, man. Absolutely ridiculous, dude. You know? Boo. Boo. Sorry, I'm late on this. I've been sick, you know. Alright, guys. John, don't ban you unless you deserve it. Yeah, for sure. I mean, say whatever you want, Sam. I mean, I might ask you to not be political, but it's all good, dude. Alright, yeah, it's nothing. I mean, you know. It's really not enough. Yeah, I mean, I don't think that it matters, JT. I think that he's allowed to criticize it if he doesn't like it. You know, it's his channel. Let him, you know. People have even said that he said negative things about me before. I don't know if he has or not. Either way, he can say whatever he wants about the Cybertruck. I mean, it's his channel, you know. All right, so again, we got the Empire State Manufacturing Index today. I forgot. Hey, thank you, T. Yeah. All right, let's see if we. Whew. Trying to see what's the bigger company, Goldman. I think. All right. All right, so yeah, we do have the Empire State Manufacturing Index going live. Alright, so yeah, we got the Empire State Manufacturing Index. Yeah, bear with me, team. All right, I guess we got bank earnings. MS stock investing. Oh, I gotta take my Paxla bid too. All right, so we do have Tesla bouncing up a little bit. Apple trying to battle that previous volume weighted average price level. Amazon bouncing back pretty significantly though this morning. Let's see if it holds. All right. So yeah, we got the Empire State Manufacturing Index. Yeah, we're gonna end this poll. Yeah, sorry, I'm slow. All right, so we're gonna do a poll. Does the market bounce back after this morning's bearish market action? Question mark, yes or no, vote on the poll. Let me know what you think. There's the SPY. You see Tesla. A lot of people talk about Tesla. I'll be right back, guys. I gotta go to the restroom. So I'll be right back. All right, we're back. Sorry, I gotta take this medication. It's called Paxlovid. All right, so Apple up to 183.25. All right. AMD and Nvidia are up. Yeah, I see Nvidia rising here. There's Tesla on the left. Tesla's starting to rebound after gapping down some. Here's Nvidia. Nvidia dragging everything else back up. Just under 550s right now. So Nvidia's just under 550s. Let's see if it holds. Yeah, this week's kind of boring, man. Wait, what drops on Friday? We got Michigan consumer sentiment, I guess, is what it drops. Okay, so Friday we have Michigan consumer sentiment, existing home sales. All right, remember, we got the Empire State Manufacturing Survey. Wild card, Eagle or the Bucks tonight. I mean, the Eagles are going to win, of course. Ugh. Yeah. Yeah, it's actually a pretty slow morning. Most of the time, like tomorrow, Thursday, we'll have over 1,000 people here at 8:30. It's just kind of boring in terms of economic reports. Let me look at like the FOMC calendar. I don't think I've even looked at that. I know in 2 weeks we have the FOMC meeting coming out. Calendar. We had the Fed minutes report last week. Last week we had like CPI, inflation data, a bunch of stuff. Alright, so yeah, Wednesday the 31st we have the FOMC meeting. See about next month. Next week's kind of boring too. Do we have any? I guess we don't have any PAL meetings scheduled for a while. And in March. Yeah, Daniel, I'm sick, bro. I'm sick, dude. Yeah, this is live. I'm sorry. Did the Eagles actually lose to the Bucks? I'm sorry, guys. I missed it. I'm looking at old news right now. I'm sorry. Everybody's yelling at me. Honestly, how is Jalen Hurts? How does Jalen Hurts lose to the 9-8 the 9-8 Bucks? Why is it that the worst team always loses in the NFL? Anybody know? Unless, you know, like, why is this always the case? I want Jalen Hurts to win. That's crazy. Canadian CPI coming in. All right, let's see what they get. Yeah, we're here, guys. We're here. I like Jalen Hurts too, man. He played for the Bulldogs in the 2019 college football where LSU was the champs, you know. It was him, it was Trevor Lawrence, it was Joe Burrow. Who was the other quarterback in that playoff, in the playoffs of 2019 college football? It was It was the dude from Oregon. Who's the QB at Oregon in 29 pros? Yeah, I'm gonna have to look this up now. It's gonna bug me. It was Tua with Bama versus Clemson. I remember Tua. Trevor Lawrence. Who was the Oregon QB? Oh, it's Ohio State. Justin Fields is who it was. Okay, that's who it was. Yeah, the Lions won. Or not the Lions, the Wolverines won. Congrats, Toby. Happy for y'all, man. I'm just glad y'all beat Bama. You know what I mean? I'm just glad y'all beat Bama. Everybody pumped up this week. Tesla's still moving up a little bit. Apple's still trying. Apple's basically sideways this morning, though. I think a lot of stuff's waiting for the opening bell. We do have the Empire State Manufacturing Index that drops in like 15 minutes or so, or 20 minutes. Yeah, sorry guys. I'm still running kind of slow today. Forgive me. You know, next week we got a bunch of stuff. Next week's gonna be incredibly busy. You know, so wait, are we not really busy next week? Why is it all wonky scheduling? Hold on, let me see. Monday's boring, that's okay. Tuesday. Alright, so Wednesday we've got manufacturing and services PMI next week. I thought we had more stuff than that next week. Hold on. Okay, yeah, next week we got services, fourth quarter. Okay, so yeah, next week we got services, PMI, GDP data, jobless claims, durable good orders, PCE data on Friday, and then the other big stuff that drops next week is earnings, man. Next week we got bank earnings. This evening we got IB earnings. We got Schwab earnings tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning we also have retail sales though. Alright, so look at Apple starting to dip a little bit. Alright, so others include for bank earnings this morning. We had Applied Digital, PNC, Mercantile Bank. We had a Guarantee Bank, GNTY, and then we had FBK. Alright, so we just made a post about it. I'm all in on Bitcoin and Tesla. Microsoft's so strong. I don't think Canadian CPI report drops this early. Let me see. Yeah, Canadian CPI didn't drop until 17 minutes from now. Alright. Ugh. Sorry guys, my throat hurts. I don't think Canadian CPI usually affects the market. Probably not that much. Yeah, let's take a look at Goldman and Morgan Stanley here. Nvidia's been pushing the market up. Here's Goldman. Goldman actually reacted favorably well. SPY pulling back a little bit, but here's Morgan Stanley, which is a little bit more underwhelming of a reaction. Kind of surprising when you consider that Morgan Stanley had a much... which one? Maybe I'm wrong here. Yeah, kind of surprising when you consider Goldman had a much better earnings report. Morgan Stanley missed earnings. So I guess maybe long term that actually played out. Actually, let me correct myself. Y'all do me a favor, hit the like button, team, if you haven't already. Yeah, I could never do the spoonful of mustard today. Never. Oh, man. Dude. SPY pulling back a little bit too. Microsoft's king of the market. What happened to Apple? Well, Apple's down a little bit. Here's Apple. Apple gapped it down pretty significantly here. Again, for me, I might buy it up a little bit. I'm not really super against Apple, but look at Microsoft, man. Microsoft is just churning up, looking strong. I mean, I'm okay, guys. Like I said, today's day 5 of it, and so the real tough part was like Friday. Friday sucked. Like I'm at this point in time, like I'm mostly better. I'm still not 100% for sure. My throat still hurts. My nose is still stopped up. I still feel a little slow and lightheaded. Still got cold chills occasionally. You know what I mean? Body aches are still there, but aside from that, I'm good for the most part, I think. Yeah, Boeing is getting destroyed. You know, I bought a little bit last week. I'll probably end up cutting it soon if it doesn't work. Although I don't know if there's really like, no, Smokey, I'm good, dude. Don't send me anything like that. I don't want that, bro. Yeah, look at Microsoft, though. Microsoft's helping the market. All right, guys, so Amazon now under the 200 EMA, over the volume weighted average price. Amazon's been moving the market a lot too. Microsoft just seems a little bit, I'm in Microsoft right now, just to clarify. It's too high for me it's too high up there for me to really want to buy this though, you know? Like add more to it at least is what I mean. I don't know what I want to do with it there. Like stuff like Apple, I ended up buying some on Apple, covering it, and then buying some again, and then covering it. I guess I'll add a little bit more with this, because I can. Alright guys, we got 9 minutes until the Empire State Manufacturing Index drops. Oh man. AMD flying as well. I see Nvidia moving. AMD gapping up to almost 150. I know Nvidia's up big too. Alright, so again, Apple at 182s. John, I had a dream about you. You were with your friends in Florida on vacation, and I left Cali to take a vacation there as well. We crossed paths and kicked it. Weird. Alright, well. Honestly, bro, I've been having some vivid dreams, man. I'm on day 5 of being sick, you know. And so I've been having fever dreams, man. Honestly, I wrote down some of my dreams, too. Unfortunately, none of them were about you, bro, but, you know. I have had some weird dreams. I've been writing down my dreams. Honestly, dude, it's kind of freaking weird, man. Like, the last... You know, I think they say you dream more when you're in REM sleep, right? Or something like that. You dream more when you're in REM sleep or something. But for the last, like, 3 months, dude, my sleep has been... I've been dreaming a lot. Like, a lot. Here's one of my dreams. One of my dreams, my old friend stole a bunch of blank from a blank dealer and invites me to drive around, and I'm oblivious to the fact that he stole a bunch of stuff from the dealer. The dealers eventually discover his car and follow him, or follow us. He tries to sneak into somebody's yard. Eventually, I get away and move to Michigan, where I pretend to be a software engineer and earn a good living. Eventually, they follow me there and discover me. I end up admitting to them that my friend took it and paying them back. Whatever I paid them back wasn't good enough, and they start pulling out all these fancy planes and spyware to, like, catch me. And then the dream ends. We got another dream. I'm living on a lake in a townhouse. We see moving in the water, and it's a huge anaconda slithering around, and it freaks everybody out, and we film it. I got a bunch more dreams that I've written down. But yeah, we got some weird dreams. I'm not really eating that much at night. Look at SPY breakdown here. I'm trying to see what it is. Is it Apple causing this breakdown? What's falling down so much? Is it Tesla? It's not Tesla. It's not really Apple. It's not. Amazon is what it is. So Amazon dragging the SPY down a little bit as well. Bitcoin falling? Is it really? I don't really eat that much at night. I try not to, at least. Bitcoin's not falling out. I mean, it's fallen some, but this is mostly, I think, Amazon's dragging the market down. It's not really Tesla. It's not really anything else large cap wise that I can see here. Mostly, again, it's not Tesla. Amazon and Apple's down at 3 points. Right, short term is what I'm referencing. Nvidia actually testing highs right now. So look at Nvidia. I think Nvidia is helping drag the market back up. Look at Nvidia here. Yeah. So forgive me, guys. My internet, we just had like a freaking blizzard here in Texas overnight. All right, guys. We got the Empire State Manufacturing Index dropping in about 2 minutes. We'll see what shows up. Next week's the really busy week, man. I'm just glad I'm not sick. If this week was next week, I wouldn't have been able to cut it. All right, next week's the big boy week, man. We got a bunch of bank earnings, a bunch of earnings in general. We got United Airline earnings in the evening on Monday, and then Tuesday we got Verizon, 3M, GE, Halliburton, Johnson & Johnson, Lockheed Martin, RTX. We got Microsoft, Netflix Tuesday. So Tuesday we got some earnings, specifically Microsoft. We're gonna stream that, of course. I like how they scheduled earnings this season for sure. We got 1 minute left, guys. 1 minute left. So again, the New York State Manufacturing Index is expected at -5. -5 is what the New York State Manufacturing Index. We also have Canadian CPI expected to drop right now. Expectations for that are 3.4% year over year for Canadian CPI and -0.3% on the year. We'll see if that affects everything here. But again, New York State Manufacturing expected at -5. We got 30 seconds or so. Hit that live button next to the play button. Make sure you're caught up. Is today red or green, guys? Let me know in chat. Today red or green? Whew. All right, guys, here we go. So there's the number. So the New York State Manufacturing Index came in at -43.7. Whoa, dude. They expected -5. Ended up showing at -43.7. Canadian CPI came in as expected at -0.3%. A little bit higher on the year for common CPI, but everything else is basically flat or neutral at 3.4% on the year for regular Canadian CPI. Month over month is at -0.3%. The New York State Manufacturing Index came in at -44 basically versus -5 expected. And it's honestly making the market rip up too. I guess weakness in manufacturing is better for inflation is the only thing I can really think of here. Again, the New York Fed Manufacturing Index came in at -44, basically at -43.7. Way less than expected here. Look at this number. Canadian CPI showed up as expected, though. We'll put this up on screen just so you can see it as expected, but man. Honestly, I'm surprised the market's ripping up this much. All right, so Bank of Canada core measures changed 3.73%. Market seems to like this much weaker manufacturing data. The only reason I can consider this is less inflation fears or worries. Yeah, how's gold reacting to this? Here's a video. Nvidia's breaking highs. Here's gold. Gold is bouncing up a lot on this news too. Interesting. How did banks respond to this? So there's gold on the left. We could look at banks here. Here's JP Morgan. Here's Morgan Stanley. Here's Goldman Sachs. Here's the Q. So here's the NASDAQ. NASDAQ's bouncing up a little bit too. Interesting. Sorry, pull it up Quant Tower. It's been a minute. Let's see what we got. Alright, so look at the spot rip up here, man. Surprisingly how much bull action we're getting from the Empire manufacturing numbers. Alright. Alright, we're probably going to get ready to day trade a little bit here too because we can. Here's the E-mini. I'm probably going to put like the NASDAQ up here instead. I want to keep all this stuff up. Yeah, look at the market start to bounce here. I'm going to put the NASDAQ up, though. I think the NASDAQ's a little bit better suited. All right, team. All right, so we got a little dip here in the NASDAQ. I might buy this dip. All right, so we bought the dip. Dollar index retesting now. Yeah, it just depends on how flat we're gonna be. I mean, we're kind of neutral here on this trade. I could add to it, but first stage of the day is building up small cushion and profit. All right, so we got about 50 bucks there that we just scalped. So we're up about 50 bucks. That's good. The little dip buy worked. All right, so we did get a little bounce here. I'm trying to look at everything else to see if I want to add any to some positions. Yeah, so again, all right, so we did get another high at the day break. Look at the Q pushing up. So the Q's almost back to green on the day. It's still got a little bit of ways away. The SPY is a little bit farther from green at 476.60s, but still doing all right. We'll see what happens there. PayPal getting crushed. Is it really? I haven't even looked at my portfolio. Again, guys, I'm sick. So I tested positive Saturday. Started feeling sick on Friday. I'm on day 4 or 5 now. Nvidia is what's dragging the market up right now. So if you want to know what's leading this push, here's Nvidia on the bottom charts. You can see it breaking highs up there. But yeah, I'm a little bit slower today, guys. Definitely slower today. Still feeling sick. Definitely not 100% this morning. The earnings are already out. Most of the big earnings are already out for banks. And so yeah, I'm not 100%. I was hoping I might be able to be negative today, but I'm just not feeling it right now. I feel rough. Yeah, trading journals can be useful. It just depends, you know. I appreciate it, team. Thanks so much. Thank you, Joey. Yeah, it's like freezing here in Texas too, or at least it's supposed to be. All right, markets are ripping up. Look at Nvidia, guys. Nvidia at 551 right now. So Nvidia is really what's kind of dragging everything up here. It's kind of crazy how much it's up. Well over 550s. I think the highs of the last few days are like 553s though. Get Apple out the way. All right, so we had the Empire State Manufacturing Index. I mean, it's cold for us here in Texas. I'm going to buy this dip. And again, if you want to try out Top Step is a funded account program in futures. It's the one I'm using. They give you a demo. They test your skill. We've already built up a small cushion. I might use this opportunity to add to it and get a little bit more. I'm just worried about Nvidia pulling back some, but we built up a small cushion on this on the day. Again, what they do is they give you a demo and they test your skill. The first thing to understand is that most day traders lose. And so you can put up thousands of dollars yourself trying to look cool in markets, or you can try a funded account program like this. If you lose, it's not the end of the world. But if you're good enough as a trader to pass these tests, the base one, it's a 2-to-3 ratio. You got to make 3K in profit on a 50K demo without losing 2K, which is a very reasonable 2-to-3 ratio. If you can do that, they fund you 50K with a 90% split, and they pay out millions, fund thousands of traders every year, pay out millions in actual withdrawals. They're the most legit one in the world. And so again, if you want to check them out, great way to help support your boy in this channel here. They are a sponsor, of course. I'm definitely biased. And see, now this trade is starting to turn against us. So we're kind of flat right now. I don't want to add any more to this and risk any more, but again, it's just the best of both worlds, because it's something in which there's free funding coaches, all that good stuff. I'm going to cut this pretty soon. And so you have free funding coaches, no PDT rule in futures. The reason you might be asking, why should I trade futures over stocks? Number one, most pro traders trade futures, right? The reason they do is the liquidity is better. I'm gonna have to cut that. So we're down like 50 bucks on the day. Most pro traders trade futures, right? So there's better liquidity in futures. There's no PDT rule in futures. So and if you try to trade stocks, you're going to need $25,000 margin account. Plus, if you want to actively day trade freely, you can trade the S&P 500 in futures. You can trade the NASDAQ in futures. You can trade gold, some currencies, a lot of other stuff in futures, and there's no PDT rule. And you can day trade short, all that good stuff. So these funded account programs are incredibly useful because it limits your risk in the beginning, and there's no PDT rule. And so if you want to check it out, great way to help support my channel. Again, Top Step's the most legit one in the world. You can check out the link right here. All right, so we got a little pullback there. And again, we'll see if we want to add some more. We're kind of flat on the day now. Again, I tested positive Saturday, so I'm kind of slow, to be honest, man. I'm just not really feeling 100%. The question is, what does Nvidia do through all this stuff? Like, what does Nvidia do? Nvidia has been what's dragging all this stuff up today, for sure. Microsoft is up a lot as well. AMD is up a lot also. But you're a beginner trader? Yeah, I mean, I'm not a beginner. I've been trading for 7 years. But I don't claim to be an expert. I don't want to be a day trading guru. I don't sell a course. I don't even claim to be a good trader. Everything we put out there is free. We don't charge for any of our content. You know, all the content we put out is free. And again, I mean, I hope that's what most traders would appreciate. But, you know, I think some people want to follow other people, you know. Ugh. It's the first coffee I've had since Friday. Ooh. Alright, good. Yeah, okay, you're just joking. All good. Alright, so we still got a pretty big pullback here. We had the Empire State Manufacturing data. That stuff's basically out already. Alright, so we're starting to get a little bit of a bounce here. We're kind of flat on our day. Hey, much love to you guys as well, Francis. Thanks, bro. Yeah. I mean, my channel's called this, though, because we're just a resource for traders. We're kind of a place they can go. Oof. Man. Yeah, Microsoft's been ripping up today for sure. Nvidia is as well, though. PayPal doing pretty weak, but didn't realize the Dixie had rebounded that much over the last few days. Yeah, I haven't even looked at the Dixie. Yeah, Dixie's up big today. It's mostly because the market's gapping down, though. Like, the Dixie's going to move up when the market falls. And the market certainly gapped down overnight. Yeah, I'm in Houston. Yeah, AMD's up a lot, too. Yeah, I mean, with the cold weather overnight is making everything essentially shut down. So, I mean, not a, you know. Yeah, AMD's up a lot. AMD basically at 150 right now if we look at AMD on the top right. Yeah, it's freezing everywhere, man. The whole Texas is in chaos right now. Yeah, we still got 30 minutes or so to the market opens, guys. Again, I'm running a little bit slow today, man. I'm just not really 100%. I'm still on day 5 of being positive, so I'm just not really, I'm just very slow and bored. Is Houston even in the playoffs, bro? I didn't even know, dude, to be honest, man. I really just genuinely didn't know. I haven't been watching it. I mean, Texans are doing all right, man. They're 10-7. Is this the year that Lamar is finally going to win a Super Bowl is the question. Is this the year that Lamar, is it going to be Josh Allen, or is it going to be Mahomes? Ravens best team in football right now. All right, market's now slumping all the way back down here. Look at the NASDAQ dump. Paxlovid is what they gave me. It worked too, man. It knocked it out. I mean, I'm still not 100%, but like, I got lucky and I took Paxlovid like literally a couple hours after I started showing symptoms, and by the time I woke up the next day, my fever was gone. I still been having fever dreams though. They suck, man. Well, I mean, it doesn't ever really get cold here, David. Most of the time, like, we might get snow here once every 4 years or so, you know. The last time it snowed, the infrastructure was so shut down, the whole state couldn't do anything. Power went out, like, it was a huge mess. Alright, guys. 30 minutes here, 30 minutes. I'm almost certainly gonna shut it down a little early today, team. Do me a favor, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell. I appreciate it. Thanks so much. Yeah, thanks, Jack. All right, so we're sitting tight here. No, the lag issues, Sam, were mostly from the weather that we have here. It's freezing cold weather. It's messing with the infrastructure. Should be a little bit better now, though, but... Alright, Nvidia's still kind of pulling back here. Nvidia's going to be such a heavy influence on all this. Appreciate all the goodwill. Kind words, team. Thanks so much. Yeah, it's kind of weird that we say that and then this happens. There we go. What do you mean advertising a ton, Jarrett? GS. We'll see what happens there. Yeah, it's mostly the weather though, like the weather's kind of screwed up. Market's so flat right now, team. So next week we got Tesla earnings, which is good. We'll see how that looks. When is Tesla shareholder meetings? Usually they're in May. All right, so again, we're kind of flat. Something to happen here. Looks like I'm starting to lag a little bit here. Shorts has lots of problems. Hey, good luck, dude. Yeah, we're lagging a little bit here, team. I don't know what it's from, but just a little drop every 5 to 10 minutes. Not your issue, just camera. Yeah, so we are getting a little pop up. Yeah, sorry guys. I know I'm kind of quiet, slow. Hopefully I'll be a little bit better tomorrow. But it's just been freaking 5 days of illness now for me. I'm tired, man. I don't feel good. AMD's starting to test highs up there though. Ooh. Markets are trying to bounce back up a little bit. We'll see if we hold now. All right, so we're starting to rebound a little bit. I also see AMD testing highs. AMD now over 150, still trying to move up. PayPal's still down. Amazon's still trying to fight its way back. Nvidia and both AMD moving up. So microchips are doing really, really well this morning. They're moving up a lot. Market usually disagrees with the poll. We don't have snow, Daphne. You know, I wish we had snow, but unfortunately, it's just not snowing here. Yeah. So again, I wish it was snowing like that, but it's just not anymore. Market sucks right now. It's completely flat. I'm gonna look at the S&P, or what's the Dow doing here? You know, I mean, what's the Dow doing? Here's the Dow right now. The Dow is kind of a different animal, man. I never really got used to trading the Dow. Is it triple witching this week? I don't think so. Triple witching occurs quarterly on the third Friday of March, June, September, and December, so no, it's not. It'll be good soon. Yeah, again, I'm just tired, guys. I'm just not really feeling 100%. And again, like I said, guys, you want to help support me when I'm not feeling good, check out Top Step. Top Step funded program. So I've been day trading on today. I don't think I'm going to trade the Dow. Here's the NASDAQ again. NASDAQ seems to be in this trend, but again, the great thing about futures is like, okay, so here's the NASDAQ, right? And then here's the Q on the top right. This is the same price action. So if you like the Q, like you'll notice this is the same thing. Like, look, I can spread it out a little bit so it becomes a little bit more obvious here. But you'll notice this is the same as this. There's just no PDT rule on the left one. If you want to trade the right one in stocks, you're gonna have to have, you know, a large account, 25K plus, freely at least, yeah, in a margin account to be able to do it without the PDT rule. It's one of the reasons the pattern day trading rule is super ridiculous. But again, the futures market gets you around it. There's less red tape. You could day trade. I could buy market, buy bid, sell the ask, just like stocks. No PDT rule, you know. And it's one of the ways that new traders, like, they give you a demo, they test your skill. If you could pass the test, they fund you between 50 to 150K. If you can't pass the test, you're out. What? The base one's $49. And so it's like most day traders lose money. When I first got started, I lost $4,000 in like 3 weeks, you know. So you don't have to be like I did in the beginning. You can instead lose $40, or you could instead lose $50, $49 for the base one on Top Step. You're still gonna have some pressure. It's still gonna teach you risk management. If you're good enough to pass it, you still get a 90% split once you're funded. And so it's kind of the best of both worlds, limited risk. And so, I mean, it only makes sense, I think, in that regard. And again, if you want to check it out, they are a sponsor, though. Of course, I'm biased. Check them out right here if you want. All right, so let's look at the Q trying to bounce here at the 200 EMA volume weighted average price level. Let's see if that level holds. AMD and Nvidia both look very strong still. Nvidia's pulling back a little bit. PayPal bouncing up a little bit. Amazon's looking weak though. Let's see if it holds. PayPal started to bounce back up a little bit. But they're showing me what a $10,000 skybox would look like in the NBA, dude. No, you can only trade futures. In the futures market, though, you can day trade the S&P, the NASDAQ, stuff like that. And so in that regard, it makes it kind of worth it. But everybody's different. Everybody trades different stuff, does different stuff, you know. AMD still trying to push here. All right, so we just got into the E-mini. We're sitting on a pretty good little dip buy here. I'll put this up instead of the NASDAQ, I guess, right now. The E-mini's kind of flat. We're up about 90 bucks on the remaining 100 bucks. We bought it because, I mean, we got a really obvious triple bottom right here, and we've been kind of choppy heading into today. So yeah, I don't know if I'd consider this blood in the streets yet. I'm gonna go ahead and take the rest off of there. So we're up a nice little bit. We might buy the NASDAQ too here. So we just bought a position on the NASDAQ here. I like this little mini pullback zone around the 200 EMA volume weighted average price level. See if it actually holds though. It's a nice little rip up, 90, 100 bucks. We'll go ahead and take that off. So yeah, that little dip buy worked. And the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ moves a little bit. The S&P, see my internet's lagging a little bit again, man. It's just the weather, of course. No, you can't trade options. You trade futures contracts, which are basically, you could, futures are more like regular stocks. So when day trade futures, it's more like day trading regular stocks, and that you can day trade index funds, though, is mostly what it is: gold, commodities, and index funds, right? So instead of trading Apple and Amazon in futures, you can trade the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ, which is actually what's made up of all those companies. Like the index, the NASDAQ 100 is the 100 largest companies in the world. The S&P 500 is the 500 largest companies in the world, right? So you still get exposure to stocks. You just can't trade them directly. You can trade the index funds that are full of them. And the patterns are very similar to blue chip stocks. There's just no PDT rule in futures. And like that's the, that's the loophole. There's just no PDT rule. So you can day trade short. You see me entering positions, buy market, sell market, and pre-market. You can't really do that in stocks either. You can only use limit orders with stocks. So, and again, a lot of the good things that, like, one of the things I always talk about is that blue chip stocks follow, and blue chip stocks influence the market. So like if I find a big heavily weighted stock like Nvidia, and I think Nvidia is going to bounce, for instance, like say I think Nvidia is going to bounce right here. In that situation, I could probably buy the NASDAQ right here and anticipate a bounce like this. Why? Because Nvidia is such an influencing stock for the NASDAQ 100. Nvidia is going to move the broad. Nvidia is such a heavily weighted stock. So is Apple. So is Amazon. So is Tesla. That when they make big moves, you can kind of piggyback off of stock big moves by taking the appropriate position in futures like this, if that makes sense, right? And that's something that you see me do a lot as well, where I'm kind of piggybacking off of bigger moves in the market. Alright. Yeah, it's pretty cold here, team. Alright, guys, we got 15 minutes until the market opens. I'm not going to short Tesla. It's too risky. Tesla makes huge percentages on the upside. so it's just too risky. All right, let's see what Nvidia does here. Nvidia looks like it wants to run. Let's see if it does. Now we got a little mini pullback. Tesla's still trying to hold. It's at 215, so it looks super weak. AMD. Are we lagging here, guys? I'm just seeing some like weird fluctuations. We went from 460 down to 330. Now we're back up to 380. It's just kind of weird fluctuations. Market's very flat though. Yeah, it's weird. Sorry guys, I'll try to figure it out. It looks like my wireless is a little choppy here. I'm gonna try to, it's gonna disconnect it for a split second. I'll be right back, team. Hold on. Yeah, it's gonna disconnect it for a second here for a second, team. So bear with me for a second. It might act a little choppy. I see my Wi-Fi is a little off. What are you guys watching? Yeah, there's the weird disconnection. Sorry guys, bear with me. Pun intended, I guess. Buy Bitcoin. Where's Bitcoin at right now? There we go. We're back. Yeah, I see. See if that works. Can y'all hear me and see me? You should be able to. I'm pretty sure you can. There we go. All right, we're back. Yeah, it might just be the weather today, team. Weather's kind of off at my end of the woods. All right, we're gonna try to buy this big pullback dip now. We got a nice little cushion on the day. Let's see if we pop back. We got one contract at the NASDAQ here. I see Nvidia right at the 200 EMA. It's usually a pretty big level. We bounced a little bit so far. All right, so we just locked in another 40 bucks here. Wondering if I should buy this again. I don't know. Yeah, so sorry, not me. But if you're gonna try to talk me into shutting my stream down, I'm gonna put you in timeout, bro. I should ban you, but I'm gonna leave you alone. Because maybe you did it as a joke. But my dumb self would actually do it. Alright, so don't tell me to do dumb stuff like that. For this reason, I don't listen to anybody in chat. I don't listen to any of you guys. I don't trust you guys. Alright. Yeah, I probably need to reset my internet, though. I mean, my internet's fine, just to clarify. Nah. Yeah, there's not really any other big news today. Tomorrow we have retail sales at 8:30. Thursday we've got jobless claims, and I think like the Philly Fed index, and then next week's busy. This week's kind of slow. Yeah, I'm not mad at you, Sam. Somebody else told me to press Alt F4, which would shut down my browser and shut down the stream. You know, that's why I got banned. All right, Nvidia bouncing at 540s. Yeah, look at the nice bounce on the NASDAQ. Again, we're up a little bit this morning, early. We got 5 minutes. I don't know how long I'm even going to trade today, guys. I'm just not feeling 100% today. Oh, man. Again, I'm still testing positive. Whew, just not feeling good, man. I feel better than I did a few days ago, of course, but I'm still obviously not 100%. Hoping tomorrow I feel better. All right, so we are getting a pretty big bounce up out ahead of the open. We got 3 minutes here, team. 3 minutes. We already had the New York State Manufacturing Index. Bull run over mid-January. Yeah, I mean, we're at past mid-January now. AMD's ripping up. Ooh, my throat hurts. We got 2.5 minutes, team. Ugh. All right, so we're still moving up. Look at Nvidia bouncing right at that. You know, we talked about this in one of the short videos we posted, and it has to do with finding like convergences of indicators. But what I mean by that, maybe that's a little bit too difficult of a way of explaining it. What I mean by that is like when I find two indicators that are right around the same level, you know, you got different groups of traders that are watching each one, like the volume weighted average price here, the 200 EMA here. You know, so when both of those indicators start to kind of float around the same spot, it's a very high probability in turn, like for a bounce there, because you got so many different traders that are buying it up in anticipation for that bounce, if that makes sense, right? And like that's something that you see a lot. It's something that you see here with Nvidia just now. You know, Nvidia did a very similar thing where they bounced directly off of that spot. Yeah, I mean, this is the C word, P. Alright, so here goes the opening bell. Market's ripping up ahead of this, though, but yeah, this is the C word, unfortunately. I'm on day 5 of it, though, so I'm basically better, but still. Alright, there's the open. Ding, ding, ding. There's the opening bell. Here's the NASDAQ, which has been at a pretty obvious range. Nvidia's trying to push up a little bit. Let's watch the Q on the top right. AMD is still trying to dip some here. Big pullbacks at the open, guys. Big pullbacks at the opening bell. Look at AMD just surge up. All right, so we got into a beautiful E-mini trade here. We're up 200 there. We'll just take that off. You'd love to see it. We'll get out of that there. Scalping that. Maybe you should have tried the NASDAQ here. The reason I bought it is because I saw Nvidia pulling back to that same level we talked about, and we just got that really big like rip up. Really big bounce. See if things start to rise back. Look at AMD, guys. Wow. AMD is just surging up, like huge move. See what Nvidia does here. Bitcoin's even rising up too. PayPal's falling down. Amazon is starting to fall down. But look at Nvidia. Nvidia up to 553s right now. That's kind of dragging the market up as microchips here, team. See if it holds or what happens. PayPal starting to fall. Look at Nvidia rip up. Starting to get some bounce backs. John Wick. Yeah. I have no idea what you should do. Whether you should close it or hold it or absolutely no idea what you should do there. Nobody does. All right, Amazon, guys. Look at Amazon on the top right. Amazon just went green on the day, up to 155s almost. Nvidia still pushing up, testing highs. Apple turning down a little bit. AMD's still moving up though. Where's Apple? Apple's starting to fight back a little bit. Boeing. AMD is way oversold on the 1 minute. Look at Nvidia up to 555. It's pretty close to the opening bell. There's the NASDAQ start to dip. Yeah, I don't know what you should do, Sasta. Again, we're still 4 minutes after the opening bell. That's usually a really risky and volatile time to trade, guys, so y'all just be careful. Oh. Very big green move up. Let's see what Amazon does. NASDAQ's moving up, though. Yeah, I just don't trust this market. Yeah, we're kind of flat though here, team. Nvidia is bouncing back up. Like you can see, the Nasdaq is at least flat over the last 5 minutes or so. Amazon's still pushing though, so Amazon's trying to rip up. All right, so now we got a big pullback in markets, guys, a big dip. Amazon's still testing these highs up here, though. Yeah. Again, I bought one contract of the E-mini here. We're basically flat, or two contracts. We're flat. We're trying to push. See, we're gonna get another bounce back up again. I mean, I see Nvidia should help me out here, but sometimes the S&P and Nvidia don't follow each other. It's more the Nasdaq and Nvidia. I don't really want to add any more to this. And I mean, this is our P&L today, guys. So we are up roughly 675 or so on the day. So no matter what, we're going to be good. But like, I do want to give it a chance to hold here. And after this, I'll probably just cut it and exit. Again, I tested positive a few days ago, so very choppy here. Yeah, we're gonna have to cut this. So we're out. I mean, we're up over 500 on the day here. I don't know if I want to push anymore, guys. I'll probably just go ahead and close it down. And again, if you want to check out Top Step funded account program and futures, they give you a demo test your skill. Again, that's what we're up 500 today on. Is their funded account program. And again, if you want to check them out, I'll put the link up. Great way to help support the channel. Again, if you're learning how to day trade, this is the single easiest ways to do it. Again, I have counts everywhere. I've got 60K in TOS basically right now. I've got funded account programs on Top Step, and I'm telling you this, most day traders, when they learn how to day trade, you want to use something like Top Step. There's no PDT rule. You can learn how to day trade. You can learn how to day trade the S&P and the Nasdaq, which is going to move very similar to like Apple or Amazon or anything like that. The patterns are very similar. There's just no PDT rule when you day trade this, and these funded account programs are allowed, which significantly reduce your risk in trading. Again, they give you a demo test your skill. If you can pass it, great. If not, you're only out what you pay for it, which is $49. If you can pass it, you get 50 to 150K in funding with a 90% split. You get to keep your first 10K in profit. All that good stuff. You can check out the link here. Great way to help support the channel. Yeah, I didn't lose and give up, Ahad. Again, I had the C word. You know, I've been sick for the last 4 days. And so again, I can feel myself being slow. Like I'm slow today. I'm not thinking 100%. So I'm going to bow out of here, guys. Y'all be safe. Again, you can check out my other sponsor, a company called Chart Prime, trading view indicator service. You can use in, futures, Forex, whatever you want to use with a symbol on trading view, you can use it on. Genuinely useful here, guys. I always try to tell people this, like, the two I use are the Market Oracle and the Market Oracle Pro. And these are like genuinely powerful, in my opinion, like genuinely powerful. If you look at some of the strong signals here, if you look at just when it says strong, right, you can like back test this yourself. Like, look, if you look at just when it says strong, like, you know what I mean? Like, look at this. All right, so let's look at just when it says strong. All right, over the last day. Strong signal here. Look at the beautiful breakdown. This is a 5-minute chart, so this is hours and hours of price action. Strong signal here, beautiful breakdown. Strong signal here, beautiful breakdown. Strong buy signal here, beautiful rip. And these are hours and hours of rips. This one worked. This one you could say didn't work. This one you could say didn't work, but still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 6 out of 8. You know, it's still 75% accuracy. That's still very solid. And again, if you keep zooming out, you can test this yourself on anything, on any time frame. You can put an hourly chart up. You can put a minute chart up. There's some really powerful stuff that they offer. Here's a daily chart. You can look at a daily chart with some of the stuff if you like long-term trading based off of some of these indicators. Even this strong signal showed up here. You see the bounce. And again, just powerful. Look at the strong signals. Again, check out the strong signals. This is an hourly chart. All right, so this is an hourly chart. Strong signal here, days of bounces. Strong signal here, this one didn't work. Strong signal here, days of breakdowns. Strong signal here, days of rips. This one worked as well. So the strong signals are 3 out of 4, 4 out of 5. I can see they're very high percentage. But again, I can't guarantee you're going to make money with them. Nobody can. If you want to check them out, they are a sponsor of mine. I'll put the link up. Great way to help support your boy here. I'll see you guys later. I'm going to go get some rest, team. Y'all have a good one. Y'all be safe.